All right, guys, so today's Friday. We're trying to wind this thing up. We got about 4 more to do. We just finished these. You've seen them. I showed you this one last week. We just finished this one. That one across the street. And you remember this one last week. We picked this one up last week. Guy drove up in his truck, said, hey, if you can knock it out today, put me on your schedule for weekly. 1 week later, there it is. You got 3 in a row, guys, that are weekly. That's what you're looking for, guys. And remember, neighbors are always watching. Ah. All right, guys, jumping upscale. So it's the beginning of a new week, second week in third week in October, and got done a little early today. We're still mowing. We have a full week schedule, but today, right now, I got through a little early today, so I got a couple of hours left before it gets dark, and I'm gonna get some oil changed. I'm gonna try to get all 4 of these done. The blades are not in bad shape. This one, I hadn't took it out since I sharpened the blades. So, I don't even need to sharpen the blades on it, but I got to get the oil changed in it. So I'm going to get the oil changed, and today, I'm changing oil and filters. Oil and filters, guys. I do my oil and filters, I think, every other time. So I'm doing oil and filter today. Let me get started on. All right, so I got the filters. Got both of them off. Got all the oil drained. I'm going to go and pick up some oil. It's 5 minutes to 6. It gives me an hour before it starts to kind of darken up on me. If I get these 2 done, I will have accomplished something today that I wanted to do, and that was get the oil changed. And I can sharpen the blades tomorrow when I get in. That's what I'm going to shoot for today. It's a little bit more messier when you take those filters off. Let me run and get some oil and filters. I don't like to go get it until I get it drained. So leave it in the comments and tell me what kind of oil you use. I use synthetic. The brand is not really that important as long as it's synthetic. Leave that in the comments for me. Let me go get some oil. All right, guys, so I'm at my next property. Today is Friday, and we're wrapping it up. Let me know how your week's going. Are you getting to a point where the lawns are falling off? Are they slowing down? Let me know. But here's the question for the video. When you buy string trimmers, do you shop for the very best? Do you shop for the most expensive? Or do you say, hey, I'm just gonna get the cheapest thing I can find. I'm gonna get SR 225 Echo, $250 walking out the door. And if it lasts me a season, I got my money worth. If it lasts me 2 seasons, hey, that's gravy. Leave it in the comment and tell me what string trimmers do you buy. If you buy the really good ones, let me know. If you just buy for to get you by, let me know that. Here's where I am. This one right here. I'm gonna get it knocked down. All right, guys, so today is Tuesday, and it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to pick up some help today. Didn't have any help yesterday, but I look like I'm gonna have some today. And I will tell you, the way things are progressing, the fall of the year is really, really progressing, guys, down here. And what I'm seeing right now is what I usually see in November. But, you know, changing times, signs of times. however you want to call it. We're in the fall of the year, and so we got to start to make our changes for the winter months. And we will look like we're going to end up ending. We usually go to Thanksgiving holiday, and I'm going to see if we can get there this year, because I'm telling you, I got lawns that I mowed last week, and I'm looking at them today and look like we mowed them yesterday. So, you know, what are they going to look like next week, come 2 weeks? I think next week is going to be our real fall off week. So you usually have 1 week where things really fall off, and I think that's going to be next week, because the ones that I will come back to that I mowed last week, the majority of them are probably not going to need it. So you just have to, you know, you just have to schedule and work and do things accordingly. It'll give it to you the way it is. So tell me, question for the video, because I want to hear it. If you're a full-time lawn care provider, and I know some, Atlanta, Gwinnett, yeah. Tell me what your plan is. Tell me what your plan is for the winter. Do you plan to mow lawns? And I'm not just talking about doing leaves. Do you plan to mow lawns? Do you plan to do regular service? I do. I plan to do regular service in the wintertime, and that's where we've got to get to that point, guys, because this, you know, cutting off in November and October, and then you got basically nothing if you don't get some leaf jobs, you know. But are you going to get enough of those in a month to carry you through a month? So let me know what your plan is, how you plan to work. Or if you're full-time lawn care provider, are you going to go get another job? Are you going to go get another job, or what are you going to do? Leave that in comments and tell me. I'm picking my help and we're going to get started. All right, guys, Johnny with Upscale. So today is Wednesday, and we had a cool morning this morning. It was 42 degrees, guys. That's cold in the south. That's really cold. So we have a full week. We've had 2 so far that have called out on us and told us they wants to do the lawn this week. And they were 2 that we didn't. They were 2 that we've been doing them, and they were grandfathered in, as I would say, and we don't have that kind of agreement. But with like these 2 we're doing now, this one and this one over here, right across the street, we have agreements. We do these until the end of November, and then we do them into the winter. They are bi-weekly, straight through the winter. Get it done, I'll bring you back to finish. right, guys, and I got these both done. That one and that one. And it is very dusty, guys. It is dry. We're about 3 weeks, almost a month without rain. But at least, you know, getting toward the end of the regular season. So we'll get some rain before long. But we got them done. We're headed to the next one. All right, and there's that one. And I'm gonna have to seed this one here before I go. This is a 12-month bi-weekly. These are the ones you want, guys, the 12-month. So voila, there it is. This one is done. And again, you might say, well, it didn't need more, Johnny, but it did, because these trees are starting to drop leaves. If you let these lawns sit here and let those leaves pile up, they become almost impossible. And you almost end up raking them up and bagging them, because these are live oak trees. And then I think this is a river birch. But look how clean it is. And this is the goal. We want to keep it this way. So you have to sell this in the beginning. This will survive weekly, 12 months. Because I keep the leaves cleaned up. He knows what it looks like when they're not cleaned up. There it is. You have to sell that, guy. To the next. All right, guys, so we just finished this one. And the leaves have started to fall, guys. They're not completely yellow yet, but it wasn't a complete leaf cleanup, but it was leaves in the back, leaves in the front. There it is. There it is. And again, guys, it's not about how tall the grass is. It's not about whether or not it got leaves. They have a few leaves, but it's the agreement. You have to have these agreements, guys, if you're doing this full time. This is a 12-month customer. It'll be weekly until next week. November, it goes to once a month.